freedom is not freedom from responsibility. Okay, so you have free speech, but you're not free from the consequences of what you say. Okay, even if you may not necessarily be imprisoned for what you say. Okay, let's say you say something and it causes someone to do something that you were really sad that it happened. Responsibility will come in different ways, whether it be in social ostracization, people realizing, okay, I can't believe you said that, and not wanting to associate with you, and the guilt and the punishment you give yourself because of the effects of what you've done. In all sorts of other forms, in financial, in the sense, once people ostracize from you, what kind of financial effects it has on you. So you still have consequences. In a libertarian world, in a free world, you're not being free. Does not mean you are free from responsibility. Doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want without consequence. You can do whatever you want with consequence. Okay, the only difference is that when you do something that doesn't result in the initiation of force, we're not advocating for you to be put into a cage. That's sort of the big difference. But you can still end up isolating yourself from others, creating internal conflict, and all sorts of ways of being punished. But you still have your freedom to speak. You still have your freedom to acquire property. You still have your freedom to acquire enterprise. And you can make bad choices that affect others in negative ways, or are just ways that other people just feel uncomfortable with your behavior. And you are free to do that. But you are not necessarily entitled for other people to associate with you when you make choices that they don't want to associate with, when you say things that they don't want to associate with. Again, individual liberty, individual freedom, the individual freedom to speak, act, acquire property, live life, does not free you from the consequences of those things. Okay, it just means that somebody else can't necessarily initiate force upon you because they don't like what you're doing. But it doesn't necessarily mean people have to associate with you. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to feel good about yourself because you made bad choices, or at least what you think is a bad choice. Because if you're punishing yourself, you thought what you did was a bad choice. If other people are punishing you, they thought what you did was a bad choice. And if you don't care, good on you. But if you do care, that's going to have an effect on you, and it can have an effect on you in practical ways, as far as, again, your financial wealth, your ability to socialize, your ability to live the life that you want. So there are still mechanisms for accountability, for consequence. There are ramifications. So again, individual liberty does not mean freedom for consequence. Thank you very much. This is Alex Merced from AlexMerced.com. Have a great day and enjoy.